Jussie Smollett has just been sentenced to 150 days in jail after his elaborate hoax hate crime that he tried to pull off in Chicago. Although as the judge was handing down Jussie's sentence, things got very intense. The judge asked Jussie if he had anything else to say, and man did he ever go off on the judge. He told them that if he passes away in prison that it wasn't from his own doing. He said that multiple times, and then as he was being taken into police custody, he left the courtroom with his fist in the air. Judge Lynn was responsible for handing down the sentence, which included 30 months felony probation, $120,106 restitution to the city of Chicago, and Jussie will have to pay a $25,000 fine. During the trial, the judge used Jussie's own testimony against him. Jussie spoke about his love for social justice and what it meant to him and his family. However, the judge noted the irony and hypocrisy of that statement, considering the fact that he had just engineered a hate crime against himself. He wasn't motivated by money, though. The judge instead suggested that Jussie did this because he craved the attention and believed that it could boost his profile in the social justice movement in America, adding that he wanted to make himself more famous by throwing himself a national pity party. He also called Jussie arrogant, selfish, narcissistic, and said that he did damage to real victims of hate crimes. Already, victims were hesitant to come forward, and because of what Jussie did, they will become even more reluctant to speak up. However, the judge did make it clear that he was not sentencing Jussie to satisfy some level of public opinion. Rather, it was purely a matter of what he actually did. Jussie's 92-year-old grandmother even took the stand to plead for leniency in his sentencing. While speaking, she said that the media has not been reporting the story accurately, and she called Jussie a justice warrior who has been involved with social activism for years. She also added that if the judge sends him to prison, then he should also send her right along with him. A lawyer for the Chicago Police Department had a much different side to the story, though. He made it clear that this was not a victimless crime, saying that it took more than 30 detectives to investigate this case, and they had to review more than 1,500 hours of surveillance video. They even went door to door in the freezing cold Chicago winter just to get to the bottom of what happened. In total, they amassed more than 1,000 hours of overtime and caused their officers extreme fatigue and stress. The jury in this case ended up finding the Empire actor guilty of 5 of the 6 felony counts against him for lying to the police about being the victim of a racist and homophobic attack. And for those of you who don't remember the actual incident, at midnight on January 29, 2019, Smollett said that he was attacked on a Chicago street outside of his hotel. According to the report, he told police that 2 white men in ski masks yelled racist and homophobic slurs at him as they tied a rope around his neck, poured bleach on him, and then yelled, "This is MAGA country." Now, these are serious allegations, and the entire internet was furious, with many calling it a modern-day lynching. Later on, investigators found 2 potential suspects, the Osundario brothers. Although the brothers were initially suspects, they told investigators that Mr. Smollett had coordinated a fake attack and paid them to participate in it. The brothers also turned out to be Nigerian-American actors, bodybuilders, and businessmen, a far stretch from the 2 white MAGA hat-wearing men that Jussie had originally described. He then filed a false police report and lied under oath, which is why we're seeing him going to jail now. What was really insane is that when Jussie reported the alleged crime to the police, he greeted the officers at his home with the rope still loosely wrapped around his neck, which is why they also started to have doubts about the legitimacy of his story. But even with their doubts, they still conducted a full investigation, and despite Jussie saying that he was innocent, facts are facts. They have multiple videos proving that he lied about testified against him in court as well, saying that Jussie instructed them on where to meet to carry out the fake attack and even paid them to buy supplies. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this though, because that's all the time we have for today. So stay classy, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Thank you.